So what happens is like in that movie, the particular the particular team didn't have much of the expenses to get some best players out of it. So what they did was like they collected the previous stats of those players and got the and made improvements on that particular player with that particular stats that we got from that. Okay, in government tracking of people, that is crime predictions and tracking some like obviously US in the top in this, like NSA has a lot of data of people and they use a lot of like data science in that. And yeah, banking, insurance, someone have mentioned that, right? And e-commerce, recommendation engines, content creation, and so on. Okay, space and universe research industry with their models to save fuel and everything. Okay, anyone of you remember the TARS from Interstellar that AI bought, the TARS in from Interstellar? Just give me a yes or no. Right. So TARS was basically an AI bot, and that is the main goal of the industry, to go to that particular position like Jarvis. And for now, like if you go deep in the Google Assistant and series, they are nothing but chatbots, like AI chatbots. They have some particular questions and they have variety of questions in a number of formats. So what they do is like they create on giving you like they create multiple instances and give you a particular answer from that. So in background, it is nothing but a chatbot. So, but for the main the approach that the world wants is like to create a Jarvis or a Tars like bot. But as Economics said that we can achieve from server for more than a week. Yeah, Elon Musk also stated like AI is a devastating thing, but it has to have some like foundations to it. Like it should or it would be bounded with some cases. So obviously we can't just miss out on the idea like AI would take over all of the world like Terminator or anything. But it is possible. But if taken good care of, so obviously, okay. So, and at the end, the artificial intelligence systems like Siri and Google Assistant and everything. So that I told you is nothing but like a chatbot. And if you like try it on yourself, you would be able to create one. So that is not that much of a thing. Okay, so now we should like start moving on with the light FM, the thing that we want to make. Okay. Okay, do you want to do you want me to write the whole code, or I have made the code and you want to understand what the code exactly is? Just give me a yes or no, or an explanation. What do you want? Understand, okay, understand, okay, explain it please, okay, fine. Okay, so, okay, so we should start with it, okay. So I'll start with restarting the kernel, okay. Everyone, are you familiar with the Jupyter Notebook, right? You must be working on Jupyter Notebook only. If not, move on to Jupyter Notebook or Spider only. And that is like the universal standards to data sciences. Okay. Okay. So moving on to, I'll give you a link. Just get the data out of this link. Just open this link. Okay. And go on to uh, this part. Recommended for education and development. And download this zip file. ML latest small. The 1 MB file. When you will be done with it, just let me know. Like if some of you are done, will just let me know. Until then, I'll show you what a data. Okay, download it. Okay, fine. So wherever you downloaded it should be like this zip file, and when you'll extract it, it should be this. So what it has is it has some these CSV files. Okay, what like in industry, what happens is like we have the database or we have the CSV or Excel files. So for testing purposes, we use data like CSV files for small data, and when we move on to like a large amount of data, like millions and millions of rows, then we move on to databases. I'll show you the databases that I have. Okay, so when you'll be done with it, like let's open this file that you have. What are we going to do? Okay, we are making a recommender system out of the movie lens data. I'll show you the data that we have. Bear with my laptop, it is like running a lot of processes. Okay, I'll type it. So what we are doing is like we are making a recommender system. Okay, and what kind of data we have is like we have a movie lens data. Movie lens is like whenever you start off with something, obviously, whenever you start off with a project, you would be starting off with like a very minute project. Like for recommender systems, the industry standard is like testing a recommender system on a movie lens data. So what lens data consists is it consists these files. First of all, let me show you the website of movie lens. Okay, this is movie lens data. Yeah, right. So there are a number of files in this movie lens website. So we use the smallest file, that is the ML latest small, this file. So what it has is it has like 100,000 ratings, 3,600 tags, 900,000 movies by 600 users. So and that is created on 2018. So there are a number of data. So as you move on with as you move on with your recommender systems, you can get any data out of it. Like it has a data that is in gigabytes of. Let me check. Yeah, here it is. So it has like 3.1 gigabytes of data. So it consists of like many of the users like us have given some rating to a particular movie, and they collected that rating and they made a website out of it and posted the ratings in a particular format and gave made it open source. So anyone can build a recommender system and test it on this data. So for starting with noobs, we start with movie lens data. Okay. So what movie lens data has is it has like these five files. Okay. So links.csv, movies.csv, ratings.csv, readme.txt, and tags.csv. So let's open every file and check what contents it has. Okay. First, I'll have to import because I want to use pandas. So you would be aware of pandas, right? Anyone? Okay. How can you import a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook? Okay, not aware. I'll tell you. Okay, read CSV, right? Okay, fine. So most of you are aware. Okay, so what we did was let me do it again. We imported pandas as PD. You will assign some name to it. Okay. Then we define some, let's say we want to import movies first. What is the first file? Links. Okay. We take this path of links. Okay. Where you have stored it. Okay. Data frame underscore links is equal to pd dot read underscore csv, as many of you have mentioned. Okay. And paste the path here and call the head. What does the head do? If we have created a data df underscore links and I write df underscore links dot head, what will it do? Anyone? Display 5 rows, right? Right. Okay. We did this. So it has the movie ID, the IMDb ID, the TMDB ID. So that is not relevant to our data. We can move on to next thing. Okay. So now we import. Now we have movies.csv. Okay. We have df underscore movies.csv here. Okay. We did df underscore movies is equal to read underscore csv. Gave the path of the movies.csv and called it. This is relevant to us. Like it has movie ID, the title of the movie, and genres. That is relevant to when we create a hybrid system. That is we would be taking the features out of that particular video. That if that is whether it is a adventure, animation, children, comedy, fantasy, and so on, like the category of that video. The next thing we have in that file is ratings.csv. Okay, so this is ratings.csv. We again created a variable. We read the file from the particular path and called it. So it has user ID, that is which user has watched which movie. That is user one has watched movie one. Movie one is this one. Toy Story. It has these categories. Okay. Uh, and everyone are with me now? Any doubt up till now? Okay, good. Okay. So now we have the rating as well as the timestamp. That is when the rating has been given and what the rating has been given to that particular video by that particular user. Okay, it's just like whenever you let's say you want to rate a movie, you would first watch the movie and then you'll give the rating of how you like the movie. So you would in these files the ratings are starting from 0 up till 5 and the timestamp when the rating was given. So, and moving on to the next file we have is like readme.txt is nothing but the information about that particular zip file that we downloaded. And next is tags.tsv. So we'll copy this path. We'll move on to our Jupyter notebook, and df underscore tags is equal to pd.read underscore csv, and we'll paste the tag. We'll paste the path, and we'll call the head to it. Okay. So these are the tags. Like the user ID 2 with movie ID 1 has given the tag funny to the movie ID, that is 60756, and the timestamp was this. Okay. So like each user, not each, but some of the user would have given a particular tag to the particular movie. Like let's say user 2 has given the tag to 6075. This is the same movie, and he has given tags that it is a Will Ferrell movie, and the timestamp is given like when the user has given the tag to it. Okay. So you understood the data about it, like what the data movie lens data is exactly, right? Any doubt in that? Any doubt in what movie lens data is? Okay, fine. Okay. So now we'll move on to with our task. Also, if any doubt comes in, just interrupt me in the comment section. Okay. Okay. So you must be aware of NumPy. Pandas I explained. Pandas is NumPy and Pandas are the vastest thing in the data sciences, right? It's a library, and basically they are used for data manipulation and data like for making your task easier. So if you would have to create a function, like if you want to read a CSV, you would open the file, then you would read it as a CSV, then you'll put it in a put it in a variable and read it either row wise or column wise or both. So this task is done by pandas. So they make our task easier in our data science approaches. Okay, so now moving on to Light FM. Light FM is basically an open source recommendation platform. What it does is like, let's say you want to make a okay. So moving on to back that particular thing that we did. Okay, we want to make a recommendation system without using Light FM. Okay, without using Light FM. Give me your approaches on how can you make a recommender system. The data you have is same the movie lens data. That is movie ID, video ID, and the ratings. So if any doubt comes in, just interrupt me in the comment section. Okay. Okay. So you must be aware of NumPy. Pandas I explained. Pandas is NumPy and pandas are the vastest thing in the data sciences. Right. It's a library. Okay. So what it did was it assigned a particular index to this particular genre, the whole genre. Okay, so it would have in back any idea. Obviously, you can't work on the textual data directly. You would have to if Light FM is using NLP in the background. So any idea what it basically is doing to assigning this zero? Anything with embeddings? You must have read that somewhere. Okay, so what it actually is doing is it is like taking this whole text, it is assigning numbers to it. So let's say this is assigned 1, this is assigned 2, this is assigned 3, this is assigned 4, and so on. And for this particular combination, that is, let's say the combination is 1 2 4 5 7 something, 1 2 4 5. This is the particular combination we had. So it is assigning an index to it as a 0. Okay, it wasn't used with train test split function. Train test split function is basically used for when we have to we have to test our data. Like train test split would divide our data to something to particular ratio. So fit is also used in that case also. So whenever you have to assign your own data to a particular function or a library, you use fit. Yeah. So you are clear with this particular thing now. That why are we using this item feature is equal to video list? Anybody having a doubt in this? Like why have we done this? Item feature is equal to video list. Okay. Okay. So we have video list. That is, these are the genres of particular each and every particular video, right? So what we did was like for user ID, users and items, we assigned a particular index to them, right? We assigned 0, 1, 2. That is the data inside data set. The user ID 1 has been assigned index 0. The user 2 has been assigned index 1. User 3 has been assigned index 2, and so on. And same for the videos. Video ID 0, video ID 1, video ID 2, video ID 3, and so on. So for genres, that is adventure, animation, children, comedy, fantasy, and so on. What we did was we assigned an index to them too, because we are making a hybrid system, a hybrid recommender system. So that would be taking the content of that particular data that we have. So that would be using adventure, animation, children, comedy, fantasy, action, and so on. The content of that video or the movie. Okay, so we have assigned a particular index to it. That is, we have assigned 0, and let's say we take in the next. Uh, this is our next genre. we have assigned an index 1 to it inside the dataset variable. Now clear, everyone? It is similar to encoding yeah, exactly, encoding categorical data. But inside the dataset, when you'll when you'll start learning with LightFM, you'll check like it is basically a lot more than that only. It is doing a lot of things. So I'll show you some examples that happen. So you can look into it. So let's skip this approach for now. Okay, move on to this. This is a function that we created. What this function basically does is it returns the interaction that I showed you this. We made this interaction, collaborative interactions between user and video. This function basically makes the interactions. That is a data frame which that is user ID has one has watched a movie ID for one and has assigned a rating of 4 to it. What is Light FM? Light FM is basically a recommendation engine platform that is open source. So you wouldn't have to create everything from scratch. So it has some functions like dataset to assign some inside indexes to it and giving particular values to it and taking in the encodings from item features and user features. So you don't have to create something from scratch. Rather, you can use some open source library like LightFM or there are many like Skylon has one too and Google has one too. But the LightFM is for starting very simple and it can be used in a number of scenarios. So LightFM is that. Okay. So this function, the create interaction matrix, what it did was it created a data frame. That is, we sent it df underscore ratings, the user column, that is user ID, the item column, that is movie ID, and ratings, that the ratings user has assigned to that particular video. Okay, so it created this particular data frame. So this is what a interaction matrix does. But so what happens is this interaction matrix is not exactly an input format to the LightFM. So we have to create it into a sparse matrix. So what we did was we took interactions and we called sparse and made it has a function CSR underscore matrix. So what it does is it creates interactions from it takes in values and returns the tuples, that is the 0 0, that is 1 and 1, that is the index 0, user ID 1 and movie ID 1 will be assigned index 0 and the rating to it, that is the rating here is 4. Okay, so this combination 1 and 1 has been assigned to this and its rating 4 has been assigned to this. So this is the particular format that LightFM takes input as. Okay, clear with that? Okay, fine. So moving on to creating features. So as we are building a hybrid recommender. So obviously like we took in these features too, the genres of the movies, right? So what we need is we want to like feed in the LightFM we want to feed the movies features to the LightFM too, right? So LightFM takes the for features LightFM takes the format is takes in like this. That is a list which has tuples and so on. So what we'll do is it'll take in the index that we have got from this, then index that we got from dataset. When we use this, we got a particular index, so it will take that index and put the index here and try the feature here like action, comedy, and so on. And for each and every genre, that is for each and every movie. Okay, got this part? Let me show you this. Okay, so we created a function that is create features. We assigned a data frame to it, feature name, the feature that has to be taken, and the column name. Okay, so what we did was we took create features, we took the df underscore movies, and we took the genres. That is, from DF underscore movies, take genres. That is where we have DF underscore movies. Here, we took the genres and we took this movie ID. This is the movie ID. We took this and we created this. This is the format that LightFM takes for the item feature that for the hybrid filter part. Okay, so what it does is like we again will call the dataset, and it has a function build underscore item underscore features. So what we'll do is we'll pass the movie features, that is this format, to the dataset, and it will again create the same thing as it created with the user here, interaction matrix. Okay, so the video ID, that is the video ID in the dataset, that is this, will be corresponding to, that is, let's say video. So in this item feature, this is the video ID, and this is the item feature ID. So we have adventure. Adventure will be given this, and particular rating 0.5. We have not generalized the rating, so it will be normalized in this. So everyone will be getting the same rating. So for next animation, let's say this. So it will be getting a 0.5 rating and so on. So this is what the item feature does in that particular thing. Okay. Now moving on to from LightFM, the building part of the particular model. So we'll be importing the LightFM, and we'll be calling the model. Okay. So what it has is LightFM has, first of all, let me run on. If anyone has doubts till now, just write it in the comment section. Okay, now moving on to this part. So we imported the LightFM, that is the main library. We assigned a variable model, and we called the LightFM. So LightFM has a number of loss functions. Anyone aware of loss functions? And what is the purpose of loss functions? So these are the parameters that can be passed in the LightFM. Loss function, anyone? Okay. Okay, so basically loss function is nothing but like whenever you use a particular model, so it has some generalized particular criteria. So let's say for an example, LightFM has three or four losses: warp, logistic, and one or two more. Let me check. Yeah, PPR, warp, logistic, and KOS. So why do we use different loss functions is you are using in this? Can you provide a short description of them in a PDF or so? Okay, the functions that you are using. Okay, okay. What I'll do is first let me explain this, and then you can ask what function are you not able to understand. Okay, and I'll give you the code, so you can contact me when you get a doubt or anything. So what I was defining is it has some like it has loss functions, right? War, logistic, KOS. So why do we use different loss functions is warp is basically used when we have positive ratings, like only positive ratings that every person has assigned ratings from 0 to 5 or any positive value. Logistic is used when we have ratings that are positive as well as negative. And the KOS KOS function loss function is used when we want to when we are given ratings from positive and negative, but we want to generalize the negative ratings to a particular positive value. So let's say there is a rating of 0.7, minus 0.7. So the QoS function will assign a particular value, particular positive counterpart to that particular value. So that's why we have different loss functions in this which we use. So we'll put on the model and we'll fit the model again. Okay. So what we did was we model.fit consists of we have to pass interactions, we have to pass user features, item features, sample weights, epochs, that is how many loops that it has to run, number of threads, how many cores it has to use from your computer, and the verbose. So what we will be using is interactions as well as item features. You can look in when you will start using LightFM, you can look into what other things do. Okay. So we use interaction function created. What it is. Yeah, am I audible now? Okay. So interaction function create converted. What it does is it the interaction that matrix that we have to pass. So we have to pass this because in dataset we have assigned the we have assigned the particular indexes to that particular dataset, right? So the model will take those particular indexes and fit in its library. Okay, and now we have to pass the item features. So item features, here we have built the item features. Again, this has the indexes as well as the rating to it. Okay, so we fit in this, and it will create a model. This created a model. Okay, now for purpose of reading. So what I did was we created a user dictionary and we created an item dictionary. Let me show you it is actually. So with the movie dictionary. Movie dictionary is create item dictionary. Create item dictionary took in data frame, the ID column, and the name of the column, and it created that it took on the index. It assigned the key value to that index and value of that particular movie to its value and created a dictionary out of it. Okay. And moving on to the user dictionary, it took in the key value of the particular user and assigned a particular value to its dictionary value that is in the data frame. That is, we took interactions, and from interactions we move on to this, and we passed in interaction underscore function. So interaction underscore function is nothing but a data frame which has user IDs in its column. So what it did was it took on all the columns and assigned a particular index that is matching to the data set that we introduced in the initial. So it has user ID 1 with index 0, user ID 2 with index 1, and so on up till the all. So this is the main part, that is basically this recommendation part. So what it does is it is like we created number of user and number of items, and we created interactions dot shape. So we got the shape out of that particular interaction matrix. Okay, we did that. Okay, so we defined a user X, that is the user particular user that the recommendation have to be found out. So let's say the user X, that is, we'll assign it here. Okay, the user we took on the user dictionary. That is, it contains all the users, that is starting from 1 up till the number of users, all of them. And the user X is nothing but, let's say we have to find the recommendation for user 10. So we'll pass on user 10 here, and it will give the user the recommendation for particular user number 10. Okay. So this is P series you must have learned. It does nothing but it takes on all the users and it will assign the number of items, that is, it will create a one-dimensional array which will be containing all the video IDs of the, let's say there are 20 video IDs. So starting from 0 up to 19, it will create a one-dimensional array out of it. Okay. And we took on the index out of this array. So what it did was it like took on force dot index, and it will give the interaction dot like it will assign the interactions dot columns to the to those particular indexes. You'll uh, like when I run this code, you'll understand better like what exactly is happening in this. Okay, and the known items is nothing but getting the list out of the list of items that the particular user has already watched in that movies. Like let's say user one has watched a video for let's say I run and I assign a user ID, that is I assign user ID to be 5. So I want to get recommendations of user for user 5, and the number of recommendations I want is number 10. So let's say I want 20 recommendations. I assigned it here, and assigned show is equal to true, because I want to if I assign show equal to true, it will show the number of the known items, as well as it will show the number of recommended the list of recommended items. So when I run this code, it will show me known then that is the user ID 5 has watched Pinocchio, Beauty and the Beast, Snow White up till Toy Story 3, Toy Story. So he has watched this much of movies, and it will recommend me Forrest Gump, Shrek, Jurassic Park based on my previous recommendation, as well as the content of the video, that is the genres. So beauty, let's take in mm, let's take in Toy Story. So Toy Story is comedy and drama and so on. So the recommended videos will be the recommended will be a comedy, like Shrek is comedy and Forrest Gump is drama. So they are taking in the features of the particular videos that we have provided, and giving us the uh, recommended items on based on that. So this is happening in the uh, recommendation engine. So moving on to okay, first anyone having the doubts in this? Like, okay, I'll start with the beginning. Anyone having a doubt in this part? Okay, then moving on to we loaded the data frame. This part, okay. Then we created a video list. That is the genres, all the genres of the list to assign to dataset. Any problem in this? Okay. Now moving on to we assign the dataset. That is the indexes. We assign the indexes to the data set. Like that is like we import first of all we imported lightfm. We imported lightfm.data, and from that we imported dataset. So dataset we assigned the indexes to it. Okay, we did this. Then we move on to creating features. That is the interaction matrix. That is this. That is nothing but this. We created this. Okay. Now moving on to when we created this format, the interaction matrix format that is applicable to lightfm. That is lightfm would take in only this type of data. So we created this data frame to this, like we created the data frame to a sparse matrix. Okay, then we move on to features, building features. That is, we took on the features, we took on the movie ID of that particular feature, and we created this because lightfm takes in CSR matrix, right? So we created this. Now we moved on to lightfm. We fitted like we generalize a model, that is a lightfm model, and we took on the positive ratings only. So warp will take on positive ratings. If you will go into the parameters that are in that particular lightfm library, you'll find like if you go to this and lightfm, you have a like if you check on the lightfm and you will get that most of the data out of it. So when you check the LightFM GitHub, you'll understand, and when you read the documentation, you'll get to know what LightFM actually does is in the background. Okay, so then we fitted the model. Then we created a dictionary of user and videos for our purpose, so that it can be showcased in this format. That is for visual format only. If we don't do this, we'll get the like we get this, that is the index of the videos. So this is the purpose of this is mainly the purpose of creating the dictionary of video as well as users. Okay, and now we build this main function. This is the main function, that is sample recommendation user. First, go through this function and let me know what doubt are you having in this function. Rest you'll be able to easily understand if you look into the code. What is codes? Okay, codes are basically the for my system I am using okay, scores. Codes is nothing. Let me print it out. Okay, I assign the value. Let me differentiate it. Okay, we call the function again. It will return the value of scores. Okay, you got the scores here. See, codes is nothing but the okay. Let me show you. Okay, what exactly LightFM is doing is in the background is it is creating a code list for each and every video. So for, let's say there are 10 videos starting from video ID 0 up till video ID 9. Okay, so you have assigned a rating to it as 1 and so on for each and every video. Okay, for let's say video ID 9, you have assigned a rating of it to be 5. So what actually in background is happening is LightFM are taking these LightFM is taking these ratings, that is for each and every video, with a particular index, that is video ID 0 is having a index in its data set as 0. Let's say the data index is 0. Okay, it is taking the rating 1 and it is applying a function, a particular function that it has made. It is normalizing, that is, let's say the function here is it is taking the rating as 1 plus, and the genres, that is taking in the genres into account. I'm giving you an example of the function that can be made. So if I tell you the function here, it'll be a very complex function, so you won't be understanding it, what exactly the function is doing. So I'm giving a simplified version of the function that it is doing. Okay, so it is taking the rating that the user has assigned. This is the user assigned rating. This is user assigned. It is taking the genre of that particular video. Okay, and it is taking the similarity scores of this video with other videos. That is, let's say this video is action. So let's say there are 20 more videos. That is, let's say majority of videos are action. Okay, so majority of So all the majority of videos that is action will get a higher score. Let's say it will get a score as 5. So this will be assigned a score of 5. So everything will be added and given a particular score. Okay, this will be added and given a particular score of let's say the score given here is 3. Okay, and the score given here is 3. So for user the video ID 0, that is the index 0, will get a score of 3, and same goes for other video IDs. That is, let's say the video ID here is 5. So the user gave the score it as 5, and it is not a majority video. Let's say it is a minority video. Okay, so it will assign a score as 1. Okay, it gave it as a 1, and you got the score out of it as 2. So the score list will contain score list is equal to this list will contain that is the user this video ID has a better score. So it will be first 3. This video ID has a score less than the above. So it will be assigned this 2, and so on for each and every video in descending order. So score will be nothing but the ratings that the Light FM assigned in a descending order. Okay. You got that point? The one who was asking about what was scores. Okay, what is nrec underscore items? Nrec underscore items is nothing but how many number of items that you want to recommend. That is, I have assigned, let's say, nrec here as 20. So the number of items that I will be recommended will be 20. That is, if I count the scores, you can see the scores. These are all in descending order. That is, the 99130 is the least rated video by Light FM. Okay, so we move on to this. So we have defined nrec is equal to 20. So starting from 1 up till 20. If I change it to, let's say, 5, and I comment this out. This I commented out. I ran it again, and I changed it, the number of recommendation items to be 5. So this will give me 5 recommendations, the best 5 recommendations. Okay, got it? Are these ratings or what? Yes, they are ratings. The ratings that the Light FM assigned. Like I gave you this dummy formula now. This dummy formula. So your rating plus the similarity score of that particular video with other videos plus the genre of that particular video. So these are the ratings that are created using Light FM. Clear with that? Okay. Any more doubt in this? Read on to this function. Let me know if you have any doubt in this. I'll move on to the next phase. I'll show you the app only. Right. Yeah, I'll share the code. Okay, so should I do next thing? Okay. Okay, so this is basically a normal the basic level recommendation system. So what I'll show you is like how particular industrial recommendations are made. Okay, so hold on. Also, like start putting up your doubts in the chat window. I'll look into it. Okay, so this actually is the code for the application that we made, the Hashtag application, which is using the LightFM recommendation engine. So let me show you the number of files it has. I am audible now. Just give me a response if I'm audible or not. Okay. Okay. So these are the number of files that and our source code is here for the recommendation engine. And these are the files for the API and everything for app development and all. So let me show you the code. Okay. So this file, what it does is, or when you like, sir, it is in the basic dataset now. Maybe dataset should be begin with exploration. This is the most basic dataset, the mobile lens dataset. So when okay, so let me show you the dataset that we have. Also, this is MySQL workbench. So when you'll be working on the industrial level projects, you would be using the database that is either a local database or a server. So this data is on my local as well as on a server. So this is the kind of data that we have. So it consists of the video ID. This is the video ID. This is the This is the type of the video that is not relevant to us. Share link is not relevant to us. This is the title of the video that is written in Hindi. What is the purpose of Ashtak recommendation system? I'll show you the tell you the in the end like why have you built the Ashtak recommendation system? Okay, the Titanic dataset that is told in a lot of workshop is it basic to Titanic dataset is for classifying whether a person has died or not, right? If I'm right in that. So that is not for recommendation system. For recommendation system, the most basic data set is the this only, the movie lens data set. So start working, if you are starting with it, start with movie lens data set. Okay. So this is the like type of data we have. Like this is in Hindi. Obviously, we can't use Hindi in our models, right? Which software is it? It is MySQL Workbench. It is nothing but a database which we are having in our local as well as on our server. Okay. So we are getting the data from the database only, not from CSV, because reading a database is more safe as well as secure as well as fast than rather using it from a CSV. So that's why we use a database. So it has a category ID, it has the category name, it has the link, and then the relevant thing is the title. That is title. So we are taking in the title as well. So then it has images of that particular video, and it has updated date time, it has duration of that video, and it has the link and tags of that video. Some of the videos tags are provided, and some of them are not. So we are making a dataset out of it. Okay. So this is a link from which we are downloading the video files. Okay. So this is a data set. So let me show you what we are actually doing here. We got the data from the database, right? Everyone with this clear? Everyone clear with this now? Like we got the data from the dataset database, that is from the server or either from our local, that this database, and we got it into our function. Like we assigned a number of functions. We got the data into a particular function and did our things. Okay, so let me run this code. Okay, first of all, let me remove the save part because I don't want to save anything. My code is working. Okay, now like what we did was remember the things that we did in movie lens. Everything is happening in these files, in these four files, four or let's say one, two, three, five, six files. Everything of that is happening in this. So what sequence run is doing is it is like calling one, two, three, and four. These four files and running it in sequence. What rating data preparation is doing is let me show you. First of all, let me run the code. Then I'll explain you what each and every file is doing. Okay. Also, if like when you move on to creating projects, always use a never whenever you are doing a project that is a high level project, never do it on a local machine, like not directly onto local. Create an environment and then put on your things into that particular environment, like libraries and everything. Put particular things in that particular environment. Okay. So this is a particular like I created an environment and like any doubts on what is an environment actually. Environment is will certificate would be provided? Ask the IEEE team. I don't know exactly. Okay, environment is nothing but let's say you work on a project that is on local. Okay, so what happens is everything is stored on your local machine. So what environment does is it creates a particular foundation. So everything is stored in that particular environment only. So whatever you do will be happening in that particular environment. So as you can see, uh, everything in my terminal will be happening in that particular environment, the Tuck environment that I created. Uh, okay, so now running the code. Okay, I called the sequence.py file. First of all, let me check my this. Okay, so now it's as it run in the background. Let us check what is happening exactly. So it connected to the database. It called in data ratings preparation. Ratings preparation is nothing but we took on the ratings that we got from what ratings the user data we have is we have the data from Google Firebase. That is which user has watched which video. So that we get from the Firebase, the Google Firebase, and then we manipulate it according to our needs, and we create a CSV, the modified rating.csv. I'll show you this CSV. Okay. Then it calls in the function video preparation. Video preparation is in video preparation and tags and save. It like in this this is the main file. So what happens is it takes in your video ID, title, description, category name, and everything that is mentioned here. Okay. So title is converted in from Hindi to English. That is, it is translated. Then it is keywords are extracted from the title, and same for description. And then we give a particular score to that. So as we can see, this is the main pre-processing part, like fill in and replacing null values with particular values and so on. Then we this is the part where we convert the Hindi to English. That is the Hindi that is written that I showed you in the database to English. Then we extract that particular English keywords from that database and get the keywords out of it. Okay. This is the function that extracts the keyword. This is done. So this code is complete. Like that is the data has been built, the files have been saved, and the model is completed. So what we can do is we can like test the data, or first let me show you the data. Okay. My data is saved in Sheets. Okay. So these are the files that is the files that we are taking in is okay. So this is the data that we get from the Firebase. Okay. So it has this. This is a user ID, and this is a video ID. Okay. We get this from the Firebase, and we pre-process it, and we get this out of it. Okay. So this is the user ID. This is the video. This is a user ID. This is the video ID. We took the date time out of it, and we assigned a particular rating to it. Okay. So how we did that was whenever the let's say the video was released on 29th of February, and the time was, let's say, 12 a.m. and the person has watched the video on same day but on 3 o'clock. So we assigned a particular rating based on that and a number of criteria that we mentioned in that particular code. Okay. Then we have this particular pickle file. So let me read out this particular pickle file for you. Okay. I'll show you this pickle file. So this is the data manipulation that we did. Okay. So we have the video ID, we have the title, we have the description, category name, and so on, and tags. So what we created was we created tags from title. That is, we took this title and we created the key. We got the keywords out of it. Then we created the description, title, description, the tags from description. Okay. And we assigned a particular rating to it. For LightFM, there are like two formats to give in your feature data. That is the item feature data. So this is one of the format that is taken. Okay. So these are the metadata that we created. So what we did was we created the speech to text out of it, like what is spoken in that video. We got the tags out of it, and we took the data that is mentioned. That is the title and the description, and got the tags out of it. So the more the data you can create, the better it is. So this is the modified videos data that we got from this file. Then this is the data preparation. Data preparation, as I mentioned, that LightFM takes in particular kind of data. So we have to convert our data to that particular format that LightFM takes in. So this same function create interaction matrix, create features, create user dictionary, create item dictionary, and so on. And we got the data and we saved it in Pickle. Pickle is a format which doesn't change your the type of data. That is, if you save a data in a Pickle format, it will remain in that particular format when you unload it. So you can use Pickle for saving your models as well. And moving on to we send it to our model, the Pickle formats, and loaded it into our model and saved it into our Pickle function. Okay, and this is the recommendation function that is being used by our the API. So I'll show you how it is working. So anyone heard of PostFM, the Postman? Just give me a yes or no. Anyone heard of Postman? What Postman does is any idea about Postman? No, okay. Postman is like when you create an app. So Postman is like this. So you put on a like this is my local. 127.0.0.1 is my local. Okay. So for my API, I assigned my local to and local as a API login path as this URL. Okay, and recommendations is a function that I have passed here. Manage.py. Okay, so when I run manage.py, let me run that. Now I'm calling my API. That is, I'm automating part of giving input as well as output and getting the output of it. Right? You can skip the API part for now because when you get into the industry, you'll get to know how to make an API or how to run the API to a particular standards. Okay, so now my data has been loaded and my API is active. So you can see my API is running on local. I can change it to run it on a server, and we are running it on the server too. So I'll go to my local. I can either go to my local as whenever you use Jupyter Notebook in let's say Chrome or Firefox, you assign it like this now. So this is the local URL, the 127.127.0.1, and double it is a port number. So each and every core has a port number. So you can assign a particular port number to do a particular function. So for that, we have assigned the port number as 8000. Okay, so my function is running on 8000. So what Postman does is I'll put up my URL here. I'll call up my function, the recommendation of function that is I have assigned in manager.py. You can skip for that, and I have a body that I have assigned a device ID in this that I want to get recommendations for, and I have assigned a category category ID that is category ID 1110 and 69. So let's say I want to get the recommendations out of category 69 and category ID 1110. So I assign that. And page and limit is something when you create an application that is an Android and or iOS application, you have to assign pages to it. So pagination is a criteria that you will get to know when you'll when you'll design an application. So when I'll press send to that API, okay. So here I got my recommendations. So this is the data that I get. And why do we use Postman is because it gives us the time, the size of the recommendation the size of the text that we got, as well as the time it took. So, for now, it took 698 milliseconds. If we run it again, it will take 301 milliseconds. So it will be stored in cache. So that is why we use Postman to test our APIs without building an app. So Postman is basically you can assume it as an application to run it on a local machine. So this Postman. So it gave me recommendation for my data that I've shown you on my the database, and for this user. Okay, clear with that? And for let's say you are using an app. So for application, let me show you how does it work. Okay, so we have this app. I'll show you the app. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the app that we have. Okay, so what it does is when we are testing our app, whenever you sign in, actually we are set a particular value whenever you move these are pages. Okay, so this is page one. Up till we are assigned it to 10 videos. So up till 10, till 10 videos they are page one. Then when we move on to the next video, 11 video, it is page two. So what actually happening is, remember this, like we are assigned page one. So I'm getting information for page one. That is my first page that I showed you, and I'm getting 10 videos out of it. Okay. If I do it 20, now I'll get 20 videos on my first page. So this is happening actually. So this is whenever you have to test your application on Postman, and whenever you'll move on to your application, you'll have a test like I'm adding my son. So this is happening in actual. Okay. Any doubts in this? Okay. Anyone any other doubt? So I'll show you the application again if you want. What actually happening. So this is the application, right? So this is application. Okay. And it is giving links to that particular post thing that I showed you. So whenever it will move on to the page two, it will again call this postman and it will assign the page to here. So it will page two here and it will run on again. So it will give me these values. That is it. And these all are given to the Android part, and the Android will showcase these uh, content to the particular application. Yeah, clear with everyone? Or any doubts in that? Basically, first start off with like what I suggest is start off with making Light FM recommendation system on the movie lens data. Then move on to some other data like you have data which consists of books that is uh, data. It is a data from library, some library I don't remember exactly. So it has some data which consists of books and the user ratings user are assigned to that particular book and so on and the content of the book and so on. So then you can change your data set and move on to next data. First, start off with basic, that is Light FM with movie lens, then move on to the bigger data set. And for this, like it is like a lengthy task. So you would have to be prepared with how to make an API and how to manage databases and how to. Okay, so I'll tell you what is necessary for. Okay, first of all, have a good knowledge of databases. DBMS is a must in your data sciences. Also, if you are you are sure you want to get into data sciences, get into a field, but get either take in NLP, natural language processing, or move into computer vision. So I was more inclined towards natural language processing, and that's why I chose that. And for that, in NLP, I can tell you there are a number of applications. Like we have our own speech to text model that works on. Obviously, you would have used the Google speech to text, but if you send Google speech to text your Hindi language, it will not give you better results. So for that, we have created our own model, and we have a number of clients for that, like American Express and Airtel, who gets Hindi speech to text from our particular product. And for many other CNN, RN are these in like NLP is basically based on the textual part. CNN and RNN are based on deep learning. So what CNN, yeah, NLP uses CNN and RNN, but it primarily focuses on which kind of data you want. So if you are using CNN, you would be getting towards, let's say, object detection. Object detection uses CNN. If you are using a if you are using a framework like YOLO, that is you only live once, that framework uses CNN in the background. Or let's say there is a Google's object detection library that also uses CNN. So CNN and RN consists of majorly comes in the deep learning part. Okay, any other doubt? Okay, so I'll end with that. End with this session. Thank you guys for having me, and I'll share the code with the team, and they'll forward you. Also, if any doubt, contact me on LinkedIn. Mm, they would have provided the LinkedIn link or ask them. They'll do, and that's for it. Thank you.